Have you ever had that feeling, where you've learned something new, like you get the idea in theory, but actually putting it into practice is a whole other story?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That gap between knowing and doing, it can be a real struggle.
Right. And turns out it's a massive problem for organizations too. Like they call this the knowledge execution gap, and it costs them billions of dollars every year. Billions.
Seriously, that's a staggering number. Makes you wonder just how much inefficiency is out there.
It really does.
Yeah.
And it makes me think, haven't we all experienced this at some point, like trying to follow instructions for something complicated and just wishing you had an expert there to show you exactly what to do?
All the time.
Mm.
Whether it's assembling furniture, troubleshooting tech, or even just trying to cook a new recipe, there are so many times when having that real-time guidance would make a world of difference.
That's precisely why this new system from EON Reality caught my eye. It's called Perform, and it's an augmented reality system designed to bridge that knowledge execution gap. The idea is to project expert knowledge right into your physical world using AR.
AR. That's augmented reality, right? Where digital information is overlaid onto the real world.
Exactly. So instead of just reading a manual or watching a video, you get real-time guidance that's tailored to your specific task and environment, like having an expert right there beside you showing you the ropes.
That sounds incredibly powerful, especially for tasks that require precision and accuracy. Imagine having a virtual guide walking you through every step of a complex procedure.
That's exactly what Perform aims to do. And for this deep dive, we're going to take a close look at how it works and explore its potential impact. We'll be focusing specifically on the information provided in their press release announcing the launch of Perform. So our mission today is to dissect the key features, the technology behind it, and the real-world results they're claiming.
Sounds fascinating. So where do we begin?
Well, I think it's helpful to start by really understanding this knowledge execution gap. What are the specific challenges that Perform is trying to solve? The press release outlines 4 key hurdles. The first one they highlight is information overload.
Oh, information overload. I know that feeling all too well. These days, we're bombarded with so much information that it can be overwhelming to try and retain it all, especially when it comes to complex tasks.
Absolutely. Think about all the information that's required for many jobs these days. Procedures, safety protocols, technical specifications. It's just impossible to remember every detail perfectly, especially when you're in the moment and focused on actually completing the task at hand.
And that's where mistakes can happen. When you're under pressure, trying to recall a critical step in a complex process and your mind just goes blank.
The second challenge they mention is manual limitations. This one really resonates with me. Have you ever tried to follow a paper manual while your hands are full or you're working in a tight space?
Ugh, don't even get me started on paper manuals. They're clunky, they get dirty and torn, and it's such a pain to flip through pages while trying to focus on the task at hand.
It's so inefficient, and it can lead to errors. Especially if you're trying to decipher diagrams or find a specific piece of information quickly, paper manuals just aren't ideal.
Plus, let's be honest, most people skim through manuals at best. I know I'm guilty of that. We rely more on trial and error than we'd like to admit.
The third challenge is something I think we can all relate to. Expertise shortages. We can't all have a seasoned expert constantly at our beck and call, can we?
Not a chance. Human experts are incredibly valuable, but their time and knowledge are finite. They can't be everywhere at once, and their expertise isn't always readily accessible to everyone who needs it.
And that brings us to the fourth challenge, steep learning curves. Many jobs and tasks require a significant amount of training and practice before you become truly proficient.
Right. It takes time to master complex procedures, to build muscle memory, and develop the intuition that comes with experience. And during that learning process, there's a higher risk of errors and inefficiency.
So if you combine these 4 challenges, information overload, manual limitations, expertise shortages, and steep learning curves, it's not surprising that organizations are losing so much money due to the knowledge execution gap. It's like a cascade of inefficiencies that ultimately impacts the bottom line.
It's like trying to build a house without a blueprint or a skilled carpenter. You might eventually get there, but it's going to take a lot longer, cost more, and the end result might not be as sturdy or reliable.
That's a great analogy. Now, let's talk about how Perform enters the picture. What's their fundamental approach to solving these challenges?
Well, their core idea is to use augmented reality to bring the expert right into the user's workspace. Imagine a digital avatar, a virtual expert, appearing right in front of you, providing step-by-step guidance in real time.
So it's like having that experienced colleague right there beside you, showing you exactly what to do, but all happening through augmented reality.
Precisely. The press release really emphasizes that they're trying to create an experience that feels as close as possible to working alongside a human expert, with visual cues, demonstrations, and instructions overlaid directly onto the equipment or whatever you're working on.
Sounds like a pretty sophisticated system. Let's dig into the technical side a bit. The press release mentions 6 core components that make Perform work. The first one is intelligent environment recognition. What exactly does that involve?
So this is how the system gets its bearings in the real world. The user, wearing AR glasses or using a smartphone or tablet, scans their surroundings.
So it's using the device's camera to capture the environment.
Exactly. And from that scan, Perform creates a digital 3D mesh of the space. It's basically building a virtual map of the room and everything in it.
So it's not just placing a random image on the screen, it's understanding the actual physical space where the user is working.
And here's the really cool part. It doesn't just create a map. It automatically identifies the key pieces of equipment within that space.
So if you're working on a complex machine, for example, it knows exactly what parts are there and where they are located.
Precisely. That's what makes the system so intelligent and contextually aware. It's not just overlaying generic instructions, it's providing guidance that's specifically tailored to the user's environment.
The second component is the avatar-guided experience, which I think is the heart of Perform. Tell us more about this virtual expert.
Well, as we discussed, it's a lifelike digital avatar that appears within the user's physical space. It's not just a static image, it's a dynamic, interactive guide that can demonstrate actions and lead the user through the steps of a procedure.
And it's designed to feel like you're interacting with a real person, not just a disembodied voice or a set of floating instructions.
Right. The goal is to make the interaction feel as natural and intuitive as possible, mimicking the way we learn from a human mentor.
The third component is the interactive annotation system.
What's the purpose of this?
So this system adds another layer of information to the experience. Imagine the avatar is guiding you to a specific part of a machine. With the annotation system, that part can be visually highlighted, and relevant information can be displayed right on top of it.
So you're not just seeing an arrow pointing to a button, you're seeing the button itself highlighted with information about its function or how to operate it. Exactly. And critically, these annotations are perfectly aligned with the physical objects in the real world. There is no guesswork involved, no trying to figure out if you're looking at the right thing. The digital guidance is precisely anchored to the real world.
That makes a lot of sense. Precision is key, especially in fields like healthcare or manufacturing, where even a small error can have significant consequences. The fourth component is contextual procedural guidance. What does that entail?
This is where the step-by-step instructions come into play. The avatar doesn't just point and say, do this. It provides detailed, comprehensive guidance, often including animated demonstrations that show exactly how each action should be performed.
So it's not just telling you to turn a knob, it's showing you how to grip it, how much force to use, and the direction to turn it. It's like having a virtual hand holding yours and guiding you through the process.
Precisely. And it highlights not only what you need to do, but also where and how to do it, eliminating any ambiguity.
The fifth component is AI-powered adaptation. This is where things get really interesting. How does artificial intelligence come into play with Perform?
Well, this is where they're leveraging Google Gemini 2.5 AI. This allows Perform to go beyond pre-programmed instructions. The AI can dynamically generate guidance based on the specific situation and adapt to different scenarios.
So it's not just following a rigid script. It can actually analyze what's happening and adjust the guidance accordingly.
That's right. This means it can potentially handle variations in procedures, provide real-time troubleshooting assistance, and even learn from the user's actions to improve its guidance over time.
That level of adaptability and responsiveness seems crucial for handling the complexities of the real world. The sixth and final component is real-time verification. How does Perform ensure the user is doing things correctly?
This is another key feature. Perform uses computer vision to analyze the user's actions as they're performing them. So it's constantly watching and comparing what the user is doing to the correct procedure.
So it's like having a built-in quality control system that provides immediate feedback.
Exactly. It can provide both visual and audio feedback, confirming whether a step has been executed correctly or prompting the user to correct a mistake.
So it's not just guiding you through the process, it's also training you in real time, reinforcing correct actions and helping you avoid errors.
That real-time feedback loop is essential for effective learning and skill development. It eliminates the guesswork and helps users build proper techniques right from the start.
We've covered a lot of technical ground here. Let's shift gears and talk about the actual benefits for users and organizations. The press release highlights several key features and their corresponding advantages. Let's start with the Intelligent Avatar Guide. What's the main benefit of having a virtual expert guide you?
I think the biggest advantage here is the intuitive nature of the learning experience. By seeing a lifelike avatar demonstrate the procedures with precise movements, users can grasp the concepts much faster than they would by simply reading text or watching a video. It taps into our natural ability to learn by observing and imitating others.
It's like the old adage, show, don't tell, but taken to a whole new level with augmented reality. Next up is the spatial anchoring system. We've talked about the precise alignment of digital guidance with real-world objects. What's the practical payoff of this accuracy?
Well, the main benefit is eliminating any confusion or ambiguity. When the instructions are perfectly aligned with the physical objects, there's no room for error. Users know exactly what they're supposed to interact with and how. This is especially important in tasks where precision is critical, like in surgery or manufacturing.
So it's not just about making the experience more user-friendly. It's also about improving safety and reducing the risk of mistakes. And then there's the real-time feedback loop. We discussed how Perform provides immediate verification and correction. How does this benefit both the user and the organization?
It's a win-win situation. For the user, it means they're learning the correct techniques right from the start, avoiding bad habits and costly errors. For the organization, it means increased efficiency, reduced scrap rates, and improved quality control. It's like having an extra set of eyes and a built-in safety net.
It also seems like it could significantly reduce the time and resources needed for training. If people are learning correctly from the get-go, they'll become proficient faster and require less supervision.
Absolutely. And the press release backs this up with some impressive real-world results. Let's dive into those aha moments.
Yes, let's see how Perform is actually performing out in the field. They highlight several impressive case studies across different industries. Let's start with healthcare.
In healthcare, they're seeing some truly remarkable results. For example, at a major academic medical center, they implemented Perform to guide neuros through the complex procedure of central line maintenance. They saw a 71% reduction in bloodstream infection rates.
A 71% reduction. That's a game changer in terms of patient safety and overall healthcare outcomes. What about in surgical settings?
For surgical assistants, they report a 42% improvement in patient outcomes when using Perform to highlight key anatomical landmarks and structures during procedures. It's providing surgeons with enhanced visual information and guidance, leading to better precision and fewer complications.
Moving on to manufacturing, the numbers there are equally impressive. They highlight a case study in aerospace manufacturing where they used Perform to assemble a new hydraulic valve with 87 individual parts. Workers who had no prior experience with this assembly achieved a 98.2% first-pass quality rate.
That's incredible. And they also saw a 73% reduction in the time it took to introduce this new product into the manufacturing process. That's a massive boost to efficiency and productivity.
And they mention another key application in manufacturing: knowledge preservation. They report a 93% retention rate of knowledge from retiring experts when their expertise is captured and delivered through the Perform system. This directly addresses the challenge of losing valuable know-how when experienced employees leave the workforce.
It's like creating a digital legacy of expertise that can be accessed and utilized by anyone, regardless of their experience level. It's a powerful way to ensure continuity and maintain high standards, even as the workforce evolves.
And the benefits extend beyond the factory floor. They highlight applications in field service, where Perform has increased first-time fix rates from 67% to 94% for complex compressor problems. That translates to happier customers, fewer repeat visits, and significant cost savings.
And they've also seen a 62% reduction in training time for field service technicians, which is a huge win for organizations looking to quickly onboard new employees and get them up to speed.
It's amazing how widely applicable this technology seems to be. They even mention examples in education, where Perform has increased lab utilization by 68%, and for everyday consumers, where it helped reduce bookcase assembly time from 94 minutes to just 37 minutes.
It really seems like Perform has the potential to impact a wide range of activities, both professionally and personally. It's making expert knowledge more accessible and actionable than ever before.
So how can organizations get started with Perform? What does the press release say about availability and implementation?
Well, the good news is that Perform is available immediately as part of EON Reality's ecosystem of AR and VR solutions. It's designed to work across a variety of devices, including iOS and Android smartphones and tablets, AR headsets like Microsoft HoloLens 2 and Apple Vision Pro, and even desktop computers with cameras.
So you don't necessarily need expensive specialized hardware to get started. That makes it much more accessible to a wider range of users. And what about deployment options?
They offer a few different options to suit different needs. A cloud-hosted SaaS model, on-premises installation, and even hybrid deployment models that leverage edge computing. This gives organizations the flexibility to choose the best approach for their specific IT infrastructure and security requirements.
So they've clearly put a lot of thought into making Perform adaptable and scalable for different organizations.
Yeah.
Now, as we start to wrap up this deep dive, there's a quote from Mr. Mats W. Johansson, the president of EON Reality, that I think perfectly captures the essence of this technology. He says, "We're not replacing human judgment. We're augmenting capabilities with perfect recall and precise guidance. This technology doesn't just improve performance, it expands human potential." What are your thoughts on that statement?
I think it highlights a crucial distinction. Perform isn't about automating humans out of existence. It's about empowering them with the knowledge and tools they need to perform at their best. It's about freeing them from the limitations of memory and traditional learning methods so they can focus on higher-level tasks and decision-making.
It paints a picture of a future where technology enhances our abilities, allowing us to be more efficient, accurate, and productive, ultimately unlocking new possibilities and achieving greater things. So to sum up our deep dive today, it seems that EON Perform offers a truly compelling solution to the costly knowledge execution gap. By using augmented reality to deliver expert guidance directly within the physical workspace, it has the potential to revolutionize the way we work, learn, and perform.
The case studies presented in the press release demonstrate that the impact is real and substantial. From reducing errors in healthcare and manufacturing to accelerating training and improving efficiency across various industries, the potential applications are vast and exciting.
And here's a final thought for you, our listener, to consider. Given how Perform can provide this perfect recall and precise guidance, what other limitations in human performance might be overcome by similar technologies in the future? What new possibilities might this unlock in your own field or areas of interest?
It's an intriguing question. As technology continues to evolve, the lines between human and machine capabilities will continue to blur, leading to new ways of working, learning, and solving problems. The potential is truly limitless.
And if you're interested in exploring EON Perform further, the press release mentions that a white paper is available, and they also have their own podcast and the EON X XR spoken blog. Definitely worth checking those out if you want to delve deeper into this fascinating technology. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of augmented reality and human potential. Until next time, keep exploring and keep innovating.